The planet Virelia was not kind to humans. Its red dust swirled endlessly across the barren surface, while jagged rock formations stretched into skies streaked with orange and violet. The distant twin suns cast a harsh light that seemed to make every shadow sharper, every crevice more threatening. Most humans who came here thought it a place for work, not for dreams. But for Captain Aaron Vale and Lyra Chen, it was exactly the right place for the impossible. Aaron had once been a pilot, a daring one. He had flown missions that many said were suicidal, but Virelia had grounded him, or perhaps he had grounded himself. He now wore the jumpsuit of an engineer rather than a flight suit, and his hands, once steady on a control yoke, were now just as skilled in wiring circuits and repairing machines. His eyes, however, still burned with the same fire that had made him a pilot, a restless hunger for freedom, for a life that stretched beyond alien rules. Lyra Chen was younger than most people in the mining colony, barely 20, yet she was already known as a genius. Where Aaron brought courage and improvisation, Lyra brought intellect and vision. She could make machines do things they were never intended to do, and she understood codes and AI systems that seemed alien even to the most educated humans. Together, they were a dangerous combination. It was late evening when Aaron and Lyra met in the abandoned maintenance bay at the edge of the colony. The sun had just dipped behind jagged peaks, and the Virelian winds rattled the metal walls, carrying a fine dust that left streaks across their faces. "Are you sure about this?" Aaron asked, his voice low. He leaned against a console, eyes scanning the empty room as if expecting alien inspectors to walk in at any moment. Lyra smiled faintly, her fingers moving over a small, glowing device she carried. "Do you want to sit here and follow their rules forever? Or do you want to see what humans are really capable of?" Aaron's eyes softened. He had asked himself that question more times than he cared to admit. And every time the answer had always been the same. Humans were clever, humans were brave, and humans were too good at surviving to be controlled forever. The device in Lyra's hands was the key. It held fragments of ancient AI programs, relics from Earth's forgotten era, coded to evolve and adapt faster than any alien system could predict. The aliens had banned such technology long ago. It was considered dangerous, unpredictable, and most importantly, human. Lyra tapped the device and a holographic display flickered to life, showing lines of code that seemed to dance in the dim light. "This AI can learn," she said. "It can improve itself. If we combine it with our machines, we could outsmart anyone, even the aliens." Aaron ran a hand through his hair, thinking. "And if we get caught?" he asked. There was no sarcasm in his tone. The colony had strict surveillance, and alien inspectors visited often. Discovery could mean imprisonment or worse. Lyra shook her head. "We won't get caught. Not if we're smart. Not if we move fast." Her eyes glimmered with excitement. The same excitement Aaron had once felt soaring through asteroid fields on a high-risk mission. "This is our chance to prove that humans can do more than follow orders. We can innovate, we can adapt. We can win." Aaron studied her, seeing the determination that mirrored his own. He knew she was right. For too long, humans had been restricted, controlled, and underestimated. But now with this AI, they had a tool that could change everything. He finally nodded. "All right. Let's do it. Let's break the rules." Lyra grinned. "Good. First step, we gather the team. We'll need people who know the colony, who can improvise under pressure, who won't give up even when things get dangerous." The next few hours were spent in secrecy. They met in dimly lit rooms, whispering plans to a group that seemed unlikely to anyone else. Thomas, a miner with hands as strong as steel and a mind for mechanics. Jada, a former shuttle pilot who knew the alien patrol routes better than anyone. And Eli, a young programmer who had been caught once trying to hack alien databases and had somehow escaped punishment. Together they formed an unlikely crew, bound by curiosity, courage, and a desire for freedom. By midnight, the team gathered in the maintenance bay. Dust from the planet's winds had coated everything outside, but inside the hum of machinery created a sense of secrecy and urgency. "All right," Aaron said, stepping forward. "Here's the plan. We know the alien research station in orbit holds equipment that's forbidden to humans, tech that could change the balance of power. Our job is to get in, retrieve what we can, and get out without alerting anyone. Simple. In theory." Lyra tapped the holographic display showing the station's layout. "Security is tight but predictable. Drones patrol in regular patterns, cameras scan in intervals, and guards rely on logic rather than creativity. Humans are unpredictable. That's our advantage, Tomas whistled softly. You make it sound easy. Lyra shrugged. It won't be. But humans are good at what aliens aren't. Improvising, adapting, thinking outside the box. Eli, sitting cross-legged on the floor with his laptop glowing, added, I've been working on a program that can mimic drone patterns. If we sync it with Lyra's AI, we can slip past security undetected. Jada leaned back, arms crossed. And if the AI fails? Erin's eyes met hers. Then we rely on each other. On human instinct. The room fell silent for a moment, each person imagining the danger that awaited them. But the fear wasn't paralyzing. It was energizing. Every human in that room knew the risk. Every human understood that the aliens expected obedience. And every human was ready to prove them wrong. Hours passed as they prepared. Tools were checked, codes were encrypted, escape routes memorized. By the time the twin suns had fully set, the group was ready. Outside, the planet's winds howled, carrying the scent of iron and dust. Inside, the team shared a quiet determination, their eyes reflecting the dim glow of the holographic display. Erin looked at each of them. Tonight, he said, voice firm but low, we do something no human has done before. We take a step that could change our future. Not for revenge, not for profit, but to show that humans can think, adapt, and win. Lyra's fingers hovered over the AI device, her eyes shining. We break the rules, and we do it together. Thomas cracked a grin. Then let's make history. And so, as the red dust swirled across the empty plains outside, a small group of humans prepared to defy an entire alien system. They were not soldiers, not mercenaries, not rebels. They were ordinary humans, extraordinary only in their willingness to risk everything for ingenuity, courage, and freedom. The first steps of their mission were cautious. They moved through the colony's shadowed maintenance tunnels, avoiding cameras and patrols with careful timing. The AI hummed quietly in Lyra's backpack, monitoring patterns and making suggestions faster than any human could think. Thomas adjusted machinery along the way, improvising solutions when they encountered locked doors and security grids. Hours passed, and the team reached the launch area, a hidden hangar where an old shuttle waited. It had seen better days, its paint chipped and engines in need of tuning, but it was fast, agile, and just unpredictable enough to match human ingenuity. Jada climbed into the cockpit, her hands caressing controls she had not used in months. Let's see if humans can still fly. Erin and Lyra exchanged a look. For the first time in years, Erin felt the thrill of possibility, of action, of being truly alive. This was more than a mission. This was a statement. As the shuttle lifted from Veralia's surface, slipping past sensors and patrol drones with the AI guiding their path, the planet below seemed smaller, less oppressive. The colony's lights flickered like distant stars, and Erin realized that what they were doing wasn't just about technology or rebellion. It was about proving the human spirit, the spark that no rules, no matter how strict, could ever contain. The night was only beginning. The shuttle glided silently through the blackness of space, carrying its small human crew toward the alien research station that hung in orbit like a silver sentinel. Stars streaked past in silent trails, and distant planets blinked like watchful eyes. Inside the shuttle, the tension was thick, yet the hum of the AI device in Lyra's backpack gave everyone a quiet confidence. It was calculating, learning, predicting, a mind that could think faster than any human or alien system. All right, listen up, Erin said, standing in the narrow aisle. His hands clenched the edge of a support rail, knuckles white. The station's orbit is tight. Security patterns are strict, and the alien sensors are, well, stupidly logical. That's our advantage. We're going to move fast, stay unpredictable, and trust the AI. If it fails, we improvise. Lyra leaned against the wall, tapping her tablet. The AI won't fail. Not if we follow the patterns it's suggesting, but we need to be ready for the unexpected. Aliens don't adapt like humans. They follow rules. That's why this works. Thomas, sitting cross-legged on the floor, adjusted his toolkit. And if we run into guards? Or drones, or worse, Erin glanced at him. We outsmart them. That's all humans ever do. Eli's fingers flew across his laptop, eyes flicking between the screen and the holographic map Lyra projected. I've already looped their drone patterns for the next 20 minutes. We'll have a window, small but enough. Jada, seated in the cockpit, nodded without speaking. Her hands moved smoothly over the controls and the shuttle hummed under her touch, engines whispering rather than roaring. She had flown dangerous runs before, but nothing like this. Nothing with stakes as high, nothing as unpredictable. Minutes stretched into hours as the shuttle approached the station. Its surface gleamed coldly, a lattice of metal and light rotating slowly in orbit. Energy barriers glimmered faintly around the docking bays, and small security drones patrolled like metallic birds. The humans held their breath. Lyra whispered, "This is it. Remember, timing is everything." Aaron gave a short nod. "Go." The shuttle veered sharply, weaving between patrol drones. The AI guided them precisely, predicting every movement and suggesting the smallest adjustments in real time. The human crew followed, hearts pounding, hands steady. For once, they were not just relying on luck. They were working with intelligence that matched their own creativity. They reached a docking bay, a section of the station that seemed almost abandoned, but was heavily monitored. The shuttle's magnetic clamps latched onto the metal surface with a soft click. The crew waited, silent as the airlock cycled. Every moment stretched, every second felt like an hour. Finally, the doors hissed open, revealing the gleaming interior of the research station. The walls were lined with panels of alien technology, soft light spilling from circuits and displays. Human eyes could barely understand the purpose of the machines, but they recognized their potential. "Stay sharp," Aaron whispered. "We move fast, we take what we need, we leave. No mistakes." They stepped into the corridor, their boots echoing softly. The AI guided them, projecting ghostly images on Lyra's tablet showing drone positions and guard patrol routes. Thomas carried a small toolkit, ready to disable anything that might slow them down. Eli followed closely, laptop in hand, prepared to hack doors and systems instantly. The first obstacle appeared sooner than expected. A drone hovered in the corridor ahead, its sensors sweeping back and forth in mechanical precision. Aaron motioned for the team to freeze. The AI suggested a path along a maintenance duct above. "Up there," Aaron said quietly, pointing. "Move fast." They climbed into the duct, squeezing along the narrow path. The drone passed below, oblivious to their presence. A single mistake would have set off alarms, but humans excelled in improvisation. Where aliens relied on logic, humans relied on courage and creativity. Emerging on the other side, they found themselves at a door leading to the storage area. Eli knelt, fingers flying over his laptop. The lock panel blinked in alien symbols, but the AI analyzed patterns faster than he could think. With a soft click, the door slid open. Inside were crates filled with equipment, compact energy cores, experimental AI modules, and data storage devices. Lyra's eyes widened. This is exactly what we need." Thomas and Aaron began loading the most important items, careful to balance speed with caution. Every second was precious. Every sound could bring disaster. Suddenly, a faint alarm buzzed in the distance. The AI had predicted it as a false alert. But humans are cautious creatures. Aaron froze, listening. "Stay calm," Lyra whispered. "It's just a security check. Move." The team moved faster, loading crates and securing devices. Every step felt dangerous, every breath tense. Jada's voice crackled over a comm device. "Drones detected on the east wing." "Adjusting route," Aaron nodded. Eli hacked the eastern corridor cameras. "Loop them for 5 minutes." Eli's fingers danced over his laptop and the screens blinked as the AI predicted every possible security response. The humans moved in perfect sync with the machine, improvising when unexpected obstacles appeared, dodging patrols, slipping past guards. It wasn't easy. Twice they had to duck behind walls as drones swept dangerously close. Once a security door nearly trapped Thomas, but Aaron grabbed him just in time. Heartbeats raced, adrenaline surged, and still the humans moved with grace. As they neared the exit corridor, a final obstacle awaited. A central security hub manned by alien technicians. The humans froze outside the room. Direct confrontation was impossible. Lyra tapped her device. "We can't go through the hub. The AI suggests an alternate path, a maintenance shaft that leads directly to the exit. It's narrow, risky, but faster." "Riskier than flying through drone patrols," Aaron muttered, but he followed her lead. "Let's go." One by one, they squeezed into the shaft. Thomas grunted as he maneuvered crates through the narrow space. Eli's laptop monitored security systems, warning them of shifts in drone patterns. The AI adjusted its predictions in real time, guiding them like an invisible hand. Finally, they emerged in a small chamber leading to the docking bay. The shuttle waited silently, engines humming softly. The AI projected a countdown. 5 minutes until a routine patrol would sweep the area. Go, Aaron shouted. They sprinted across the chamber, carrying what they could. The alien patrol entered the corridor seconds after they left. But it was too late. The humans reached the shuttle, slamming the hatch closed just as the sensors blinked red. Jada's hands moved quickly, and the shuttle lifted off. They veered into space, dodging drones and avoiding detection. Inside, the crew collapsed in relief, laughter mixing with deep breaths and pounding hearts. We did it, Thomas said, his voice shaky but triumphant. Lyra smiled, her fingers caressing the AI device. We broke the rules, and we got what we came for. Aaron leaned back, watching the station fade into the distance. It wasn't just about stealing tech, he said softly. It was about proving we can do the impossible. That humans, we adapt, we improvise, we survive. Eli laughed, shaking his head. And that we're better than they expect. Way better. The shuttle drifted into the darkness of space, the stolen technology secure, the crew exhilarated, and the AI quietly humming in anticipation of its next calculations. They had taken a step that no human had dared before, defying alien rules and risking everything, and for the first time they felt the true power of human ingenuity. But even in the midst of victory, a sense of caution lingered. The aliens would notice the theft. Their response would be swift and severe, yet humans were not meant to be controlled forever. And this night, this single night, had proven that courage, creativity, and teamwork could overcome even the most rigid rules. The night was far from over. The galaxy was watching, and humans, unpredictable and bold, were ready for whatever came next. The stolen technology hummed softly inside the shuttle, but the crew could not celebrate for long. Space was silent, cold, and vast, but the galaxy was far from forgiving. Alien sensors had already detected the breach. Alerts had spread through the council, and fleets were mobilizing to capture the humans. Aaron sat in the shuttle's control room, staring at the holographic map projected in front of him. Red blips appeared across the screen, ships, patrols, and satellites converging on their position. His jaw tightened. They know we're coming. They'll try to block our route. Lyra tapped the AI device. It's already calculating the best escape paths. We won't just survive. We can outsmart them. Her voice carried confidence, but even she felt the weight of what they had done. Stealing alien technology was not a minor offense. It was an act of war in any intelligent species' eyes. Jada, gripping the controls, added, "We can't outrun their fleets forever. We'll need to use the AI to predict their moves and take chances they won't expect." The shuttle dipped and swerved as Jada guided it along a less-traveled space route. Stars streaked past in long lines, and the red dust of Virelia glimmered faintly in the distance. The humans worked together, improvising at every turn, trusting one another and the AI in ways they had never done before. "Look," Eli said, pointing at a cluster of patrol ships ahead. "They're forming a blockade. But there's a gap just big enough if we move carefully." Aaron studied the formation. Humans are small, fast, and unpredictable. The AI says we can make it. Jada, take it slow, then accelerate when I give the signal. The shuttle slipped forward, engines silent, drifting past sensors that scanned and pulsed with light. Seconds felt like hours. A single misstep could trigger alarms, ignite weapons, and trap them forever. Then a pulse of energy from a nearby alien ship struck the shuttle's shield. Sparks flew across the console, and the AI's hologram flickered. Lyra's hands flew across the device. "Divert power to engines and shields. We can stabilize." Thomas gripped the railing, teeth clenched. "We're going to make it, aren't we?" Irene glanced at him and gave a short nod. Humans always find a way. The shuttle surged forward, slipping past the blockade with precise maneuvers. The AI had predicted the patrol's actions and timed their route perfectly. For the first time in hours, the crew allowed themselves a breath, but freedom was temporary. The AI alerted them to another threat, an alien interceptor ship moving faster than any conventional craft. Its design was strange and alien, with angular wings and sensors that glowed like molten metal. It moved with precision, and the AI calculated a 98% chance of interception if they continued on their current course. Lyra frowned. "It's faster than anything we've faced, but the AI suggests an alternate trajectory, through the asteroid field near the Merkle belt. It's risky, but it's the only chance. Aaron didn't hesitate. Do it. Jada adjusted the controls and the shuttle angled toward the asteroid field. Massive rocks drifted in slow motion, glowing faintly from the reflection of distant suns. The humans threaded the shuttle between the asteroids, dodging massive collisions with a combination of skill, luck, and AI guidance. The alien interceptor followed, firing pulses of energy. Shields absorbed the attacks, but the pressure on the crew was immense. Every maneuver required split-second timing. Every decision mattered. Eli whispered, "I've never seen AI react this fast. It's predicting moves before they happen." Lyra's eyes widened. "It's evolving. The AI isn't just following programs anymore, it's learning from us." Aaron glanced at her, impressed despite the danger. Humans created it, humans guide it. That's why it's unpredictable. That's why we survive. They emerged from the asteroid field, battered but alive. The interceptor was gone, disabled by the debris and the AI's clever routing. The crew allowed themselves a brief moment of relief, knowing the galaxy would not forgive them so easily. Hours passed as they plotted a new course toward the outer rim of the galaxy. The stolen technology hummed with potential, and the AI continued to evolve, predicting alien patrols and suggesting strategies no human mind could conceive alone. The crew felt a strange mix of fear and exhilaration. They were being hunted, but they were alive, and more than that, they were human. During a quiet moment, Thomas spoke. "Do you think what we did was wrong?" Aaron considered it. Wrong? Maybe by alien standards, but humans survive by adapting, by challenging rules that limit us. We didn't hurt anyone unnecessarily. We didn't destroy lives. We took a risk to prove what humans can do. Lyra nodded. Exactly. It's not just about stealing tech. It's about showing the galaxy that humans think differently. We can improvise, we can innovate, we can act when others can't. Jada's eyes remained on the instruments, and they'll remember us, whether they like it or not. Eli leaned back, looking at the stars. I just hope the humans back home realize what this means. This isn't just a mission, it's a statement. Aaron smiled faintly. They will. One night, one risk, one crew. It doesn't take much to change how the galaxy sees humans. But the night was far from over. Alien ships regrouped, forming squadrons that stretched across several light years. Communications were jammed in certain sectors, forcing the humans to rely on the AI more than ever. Every choice, every turn, every decision was critical. The AI's learning curve accelerated. It began predicting not just enemy movements, but also the human's own behavior, suggesting strategies that challenged their instincts. Sometimes Aaron hesitated, unsure whether to follow the AI or trust his gut. But time and again, the AI's guidance worked, proving its value, and showing that human ingenuity combined with machine intelligence was a force unlike any the aliens had ever faced. Hours later, the shuttle reached a small, uncharted moon. The humans sat down quietly, hidden in shadowed craters. They had lost pursuers temporarily, but they knew this respite was fleeting. The alien council would not rest until the stolen technology was recovered. Inside the shuttle, the crew gathered around the AI device. Its glow was soft, almost alive, and its patterns shifted constantly, as if thinking independently. Lyra traced a finger across the holographic projections. It's changing, learning from our choices. It's more than a tool now, it's almost alive. Thomas frowned. Is that safe? Aaron shook his head. It's safe as long as we respect it. Humans built it. Humans guide it. That's the key. Eli leaned closer. Do you realize what this means? We're not just surviving anymore. We're leading. This AI, this tech, it could give humans a chance against anyone in the galaxy. Lyra's eyes glimmered with excitement. We've always been underestimated. They think we follow rules that were predictable. But humans? We break rules, we adapt. And now we have a chance to show them what that really means. The crew spent hours discussing their next steps. Every path carried risk. Every decision could bring disaster. But even in the face of uncertainty, they felt something stronger than fear. Purpose. Humanity had been restricted for too long, and now they had a chance to prove their value, their ingenuity, and their courage. Night passed. The twin suns of Virelia rose faintly on the horizon of the distant moon, casting long shadows over jagged craters. The humans rested briefly, but sleep was uneasy. Dreams were filled with patrol ships, energy pulses, and the knowledge that every action they took had consequences far beyond themselves. As dawn broke, Aaron looked at the crew. "We've survived the night, but this is just the beginning. The aliens will come. They will try to take back what we have. And when they do, we'll show them why humans are different." Lyra nodded. "We're not just hiding. We're learning. We're evolving. And the AI? It's evolving with us. Together we can face anything." Thomas chuckled softly. "Humans always do. We survive, we adapt. We find a way." Jada's hands rested on the shuttle's controls. "Then let's be ready. The galaxy won't wait, and neither will we." Eli closed his laptop and smiled. "I think they'll remember this night. The night humans proved they could outthink, outmaneuver, and outlast. The night we broke all the rules." Aaron looked at them, feeling a strange mix of pride and responsibility. "We've started something tonight. Something bigger than us. And whatever comes next, humans will face it together. That's what makes us strong." The shuttle lifted off again, leaving the moon behind. Patrols continued to search for them, but the humans were ready. They were unpredictable, resourceful, and united. And the AI, evolving beyond simple calculations, seemed almost to anticipate the galaxy's every move. The night they had stolen the alien technology had changed them. It had tested their courage, challenged their wits, and proved that even against overwhelming odds, humans could survive and succeed. And as the stars stretched endlessly before them, one thought echoed in every human heart: the galaxy would never see humans the same way again. The night was far from over, but humanity had already begun to write its story. The stolen alien technology pulsed quietly inside the shuttle, a testament to the crew's daring and ingenuity. The galaxy, however, had not forgotten them. Messages from the Alien Council crackled across the communication channels, demanding surrender and threatening retribution. Every fleet within light years was mobilizing to capture the humans. Yet the small crew felt something different: confidence born from survival and cleverness. Aaron sat in the cockpit, staring at the holographic map. Red blips marked alien fleets converging on their location, but green lines traced possible escape routes. The AI projected multiple paths, adjusting in real time, predicting both alien strategy and human maneuvering. It was no longer just a tool. It had become a partner, almost a member of the crew. Lyra leaned forward, eyes bright. "We can't just run forever. If we stay hidden, the aliens will eventually corner us. But if we take the fight to them, we have a chance to negotiate, maybe even force change." Thomas shook his head. "Force change with what? A few stolen gadgets?" Aaron's jaw tightened. "It's not just gadgets. It's proof. Proof that humans think differently, that we can adapt, and that we won't be controlled. That's what they fear, and that's what we need to show them." Jada adjusted the shuttle's trajectory, threading it between small asteroids and abandoned satellites. The AI suggests a direct approach to the Council's flagship. "It's risky, but it gives us the best chance of making them listen." Eli nodded, fingers flying over his laptop as he synced the stolen technology with the AI. "It's not just about survival anymore. We can turn their strength into a weakness. They expect obedience. They don't expect humans to challenge them this way." The shuttle soared through space, moving faster than any patrol could follow. For hours, the crew navigated the black void, relying on the AI's predictions and their own instincts. Every blip on the map, every signal from the Council fleets was calculated, analyzed, and countered. Humans had always survived by improvising, and now, paired with a machine that could learn and adapt, they were nearly unstoppable. As the Council flagship loomed in front of them, massive and imposing, Aaron spoke. "This is it. Whatever happens, remember, we're not just humans who broke rules. We're humans who proved our worth. We can't let fear control us." Lyra adjusted the AI device. "I've synchronized our systems with their flagship's sensors. We can enter without triggering alarms, but we must act decisively. One mistake and it's over." Thomas gripped his tools tightly. No turning back now. The shuttle entered the flagship's docking bay, sliding into place silently. Alien guards passed nearby, unaware of the humans' presence. The AI guided them step by step, predicting every movement, every patrol shift, and every potential alarm. Inside the Council chamber, holographic displays projected the Council's view of the galaxy. Alien leaders, tall and angular with skin like polished metal, looked at maps, unaware of the human intruders who now moved quietly through corridors. Aaron signaled the team to spread out. They needed to reach the central chamber, the heart of alien command. Every step was calculated, yet humans still relied on improvisation, reacting in real time when unexpected obstacles appeared. Finally, they reached the central chamber. The council's leaders stood in a semicircle, their eyes glowing faintly, surprised at the sudden arrival of intruders. Aaron stepped forward, hands raised, not in aggression but in confidence. "Humans," he said clearly, "we did not come to fight unnecessarily. We came to prove that your rules cannot contain human ingenuity. We adapted. We innovated. And we survived where others might have failed." Lyra stepped beside him. "The technology you forbid is not dangerous if used wisely. Humans created it to evolve, to solve problems, to show creativity. You cannot control us with rules and fear anymore." The alien council remained silent, confused by the humans' audacity. One leader spoke, voice resonating like metal against metal. "You dare to defy us. You risked your lives against our fleets. What makes you believe you can negotiate?" Aaron glanced at the team, then back at the council. "Because we are humans. We survive. We think differently. We break rules not for destruction but for progress, and we can prove that humans are worth more than you imagined." The AI hummed softly, projecting patterns that analyzed the council's responses and suggested strategies. It guided the humans' words and actions, predicting the council's doubts and objections before they spoke. The combination of human courage and AI intelligence was unprecedented. Lyra added, "If you continue to suppress humans, you will never see our full potential. But if you work with us, allow us freedom, you will gain allies who can solve problems no other species can." The council murmured among themselves. It was the first time humans had spoken to them not as subordinates, not as criminals, but as equals. The room's energy shifted. They realized that the humans' unpredictability was not a threat. It was a strength. Thomas stepped forward cautiously. "We didn't just break rules to survive. We did it to show that humans are responsible, capable, and worthy of trust." A council leader's eyes narrowed, then softened. "You risked everything." "For a statement?" "Yes," Aaron replied. "And we succeeded. We survived, and now you have a choice. Either recognize the potential of humans and allow us freedom, or continue as before and risk underestimating us again." The room fell silent. The council processed the humans' words, their actions, and the undeniable proof of their ingenuity. The AI-enhanced technology, the seamless escape from patrols, and the courage of every crew member. Finally, one of the alien leaders spoke. "Your audacity is remarkable. Perhaps it is time to reconsider humanity's place in the galaxy. You have proven more than skill. You have proven spirit, adaptability, and intelligence." Aaron nodded. "That's all we asked. Not for power, not for revenge, but for recognition. Humans can contribute. Humans can solve problems. Humans can thrive if given the chance." The council deliberated, and slowly they agreed. Restrictions would be loosened. Humans would be allowed to innovate, explore, and collaborate with the galaxy on their own terms. It was unprecedented but necessary. Back in the shuttle, the crew exhaled. Relief, excitement, and pride mingled in the cramped cabin. They had survived the impossible, defied the rules, and changed the galaxy's perception of humanity forever. Lyra smiled at Aaron. "We did it. Humans are free, at least for now." Aaron looked out at the stars, thinking of Earth, of Varelia, of every human colony. "This is just the beginning. We've shown the galaxy what humans can do, and now it's up to the next generation to keep proving it." Thomas laughed softly. "We're legends already," Jada smirked. "Legends who broke all the rules." Eli nodded, fingers still tracing the AI device. "And the galaxy will remember that night. The night humans refused to be controlled, and the night we showed what humanity is truly capable of." As the shuttle drifted away from the council flagship, the crew looked at one another, exhausted but triumphant. They had risked everything, faced impossible odds, and emerged victorious, not through sheer force but through ingenuity, courage, and collaboration. The stars stretched endlessly before them, vast and full of possibilities. And humans, unpredictable and bold, were ready to explore, innovate, and thrive. Aaron turned to the crew one last time. "We didn't just survive. We led, we adapted, and we reminded the galaxy that humans cannot be contained. Lyra tapped the AI device gently. It learned from us and we learned from it. Together we are stronger than anyone expects, and we'll keep proving it. The shuttle moved into hyperspace, carrying its precious cargo, the evolved AI and the crew who had changed the course of human history. Behind them, the alien fleets would continue to watch, wary of the species they had once underestimated. But the humans were no longer just survivors. They were innovators, thinkers, and pioneers, and the galaxy would never forget the night they broke all the rules. For Aaron, Lyra, Thomas, Jada, and Eli, the adventure was far from over. But one truth remained clear. Human courage, creativity, and unity could achieve anything, even against an entire galaxy. The night they broke all the rules had ended, but the dawn of a new human era had only just begun.